Welcome back, everybody. July 3rd, 2021, 11:18 a.m., and we are tracking a tropical storm now. We've had a downgrade from Category 1 strength ELSA back down to a tropical storm. We are about 70 mile an hour sustained winds right now. As you can see, 60 knots or 70 miles an hour, 999 millibars in pressure. Hey, and long story short, my friends, this is a good thing. We don't want a hurricane heading towards Florida or our friends in Jamaica, and we've already seen the effects that just a Category 1 storm or a high-grade tropical storm can do to the Leeward and Lesser Antilles Islands, even the outskirts of Puerto Rico, and now currently Haiti and Dominican Republic. I'm going to give you the latest rundown on where they think ELSA is going to go after this, if it's going to re-strengthen, and what parts of the southeast are going to be most at risk with the new spaghetti plots as well. And as of this hour right now, still tropical storm force winds and conditions expected all over Florida and even Georgia. So I will get into those important details in just a second. A few things I want to cover that happened over the last 2 days. In particular, this event that took place yesterday and still going on. These are the DART system buoys, as well as a bunch of other companies that have buoys all over the oceans that measure weather, water height, tsunamis, any sort of ocean floor movement, wind speed, basically anything you can think of that a buoy can do. These things are meant for. And you can see right now that up by Alaska and the west coast of the United States, we have one of these buoys in event mode, which means something triggered this buoy. So we're going to go ahead and click on this and take a look at what happened. And right off the bat, we can see this anomaly right here. And you see these blue lines. This is our normal ocean depth for this part of the ocean. We can see here we have this graph chart that measures over time. Just before midnight from the second going into today, we had this buoy activated, and it's showing something a little different than we're used to seeing. We have a picture of this buoy right here. As you can check all the data individually on any of those buoys you saw on the chart. We're checking this one obviously because it's the one in event mode. And as we scroll down here, we notice something a little different. 9 times out of 10, at least in my experience looking at these buoys for years now, when they are in activation mode or they are activated, usually it's from a down dip. The buoys are pulled down, the ocean floor gives out under them. Even sharks are known to bite these things and cause them to go into event mode, and we see these little spikes up and down. The difference with this is this one's going up. The data on this buoy is showing an event that took place and a difference of 30 meters. You can see right here, our normal level for this time was 3,380 meters, and then within a 15-second period, you can see right here, this very jagged upshot goes up to nearly 3,410 meters. That is 90 feet, give or take. If you scroll down a little farther, we also have a data box here that basically gives you every single reading, every couple seconds, as well as any difference in the water depth measured by these buoys. So I'm going to scroll down and find the exact moment this took place, and you're going to see a very drastic difference. You can see the areas here I have highlighted are exactly when this took place. Everything's the same, moving down, slight differences, and then boom, within a split second almost, we go from 3,379 meters to 3,407. That is a very dramatic shot up and then back down to the surface of the water. Now, I don't think this buoy launched out of the water. I feel like something else is going on here. And as of right now, your guess is as good as mine. We can see this buoy is still in event mode. We can click on it. We can see the anomaly that took place. So we know something went down here. I know a lot of people talk about these buoys going through errors and things like that, or data glitches. Of course, that's a possibility, but what if it isn't? I will let you guys decide on that one and discuss it down in the comments section. And another thing I want to point out, very significant earthquake. You can see right here, this 6.1 earthquake in Fiji. Yes, I know a 6.1 isn't the biggest, but what I really want you to focus on is the depth. Look at this, 605 kilometers in depth. That is super significant. We do see very, very deep earthquakes in this area, and a lot of times, especially when they're this deep and over a 6.0, we can expect even larger, more shallow seismic activity to take place within this area. So if we do see that, we know that we had basically a bit of a foreshadowing event to let us know. If you guys are able to figure out anything else that has to do with this buoy, please let me know, and I will do the same for each one of you, especially when it comes to our oceans and things like that we really don't know a lot about compared to other parts of human existence. So it's just very interesting to me, and I really like getting answers for stuff like that. All right, my friends, I know it's Saturday. I'm sure a lot of you have busy stuff going on for this holiday weekend. 4th of July is tomorrow, so we're going to go over the rest of this data fairly quickly. And again, this downgrade means that we are at tropical storm status. And of course, after a storm has gone to a hurricane, at least crossed that threshold, it almost seems like in people's minds, anything weaker than the strongest the storm has been is going to be something that is just easy to handle mentality. If you guys remember, just 3 days ago, before ELSA even became a hurricane, the entire track had these S's on it, basically saying that it would not go above tropical storm status. It definitely wouldn't hit Category Category 1, and then within about 8 hours, everything changed, and we saw charts bringing this thing up to a possible Category 3. And then just 24 hours after that, now we're sitting here debating whether or not a storm is even going to make it to the Gulf. I believe it will. This thing does have a path. It's being pushed in a direction between the Bermuda Atlantic bubble and pressures to the south of the storm. This thing's moving at a crazy grip, nearly 30 miles an hour, and that's obviously a separate speed than the actual wind speeds, the sustained wind speeds of the circulation of the storm, and then the actual movement of the storm in a direction are two different things. All right, so let's finally get down in here and see what the latest path shows. We are on the GFS here, and what you're going to see on this new set of data is you're going to see basically the storm fizzle out to almost nothing after crossing Cuba, and then you're going to see a little flare up just as it gets to the Keys and that western side of Florida. And unless we have some sort of pressure or atmospheric condition change, that is more than likely the path it's going to take. So here we go. We'll go click by click. Each one is 6 hours. You can see in 12 hours from now, it's going to be basically almost between Jamaica and Cuba. One more click actually puts it between Jamaica and Cuba. And then we'll go a few more clips. You can see it basically dying out right now with its interaction with Cuba. Right about here, and this will take place just after tomorrow's 4th of July celebrations on July 5th. So now, in my opinion, moving forward from this point here is going to be very important for Florida because we have that space. We've seen storms grow significantly, rapid intensification in the Gulf of Mexico because it's basically bathtub water, equivalent to jet fuel for a rocket. Not to mention, all the land interaction here will not take place here. So the Gulf of Mexico is a breeding ground for the sustaining of hurricanes. All right, and the last bit of the clip takes this thing right to the west of the Keys. It looks like maybe a slight clip, and then we see the low pressure number pop up again, which means between here and here, it actually got stronger. So until this storm gets over Cuba, we really have no idea what this thing is going to produce as far as entering the Gulf and then re-strengthening into a storm. I don't want to go out on a limb and make any guesses here. I'm just showing you the data we have right now. So Florida and a big chunk of the Gulf, let's keep our eyes and ears open until this storm is long gone. And we got to keep in mind, my friends, we are only in the first week of July, a lot of hurricane season to go. All right, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I know it was another long one, but lots of information we got to get through, and I appreciate all of your time. Shout out to Canada. Everyone have a great rest of your holiday weekend. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye. Stop right there, my friends. If you have not already, click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Click all and you will get all notifications from this channel. And trust me, you won't be disappointed.